Hello everyone, Spider Gamer here once again. Hi, it's so good to see you again. Hello. Today I'm gonna be a little short because my mom is literally coming to see me today. At any moment she could arrive. She is on the bus heading to my house. I am so excited to see her. I miss her so much. It's been so long since I last saw her, and I really want to hug her. So I if y'all want me to send her any hugs and kisses, I will, okay? But I will be a little short today, so I only have 3 Reddit stories. I thought we might as well look into r/BORUpdates once again because it's quickly turning into one of my favorite subreddits. Next time we can look at Tales of Neckbeard because that's also one of my favorites, but today we're going to stick with 3 BORUpdates. Relatively short stories, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. And before I say anything, here are the photos of my Tails cosplay. Yay! I look so cute. Oh my god. I loved the event. It was so cool. I took a bunch of pictures with people. Even a YouTuber took pictures with me, and apparently I appeared on his video. that was fun. My friend sent it to me, so I was really happy. So here's the photos. I look adorable, and let's go. So let us get into that. To start us off, we have cross-posted from r/midahole from u/glumcraft4652. I recognize that name. Hi. A top 1% poster, of course. And the title is AITA for not allowing my daughter to go on an 8th grade school trip. I am not the OOP. The OOP is u/NYC trip mom throwaway, posted in r/AITA, midahole. I can't say it on YouTube, but you get the picture. Status concluded, and a big thanks to u/hazonkt for the BORU recommendation. One update, it's short. The original is from July 14th, 2020. Final update in the comments, February 10th, 2024. So 4 years later. Oh my god. That's one hell of an update timing. Anyways. Editor's note, comments in which the OOP has offered further context or information are included, regardless of whether the original comment was labeled YTA, NTA, ESH, or received upvotes or downvotes. Please refer to the included overall judgment. Original, from when? AITA for not allowing my daughter to go on an 8th grade school trip. This happened 3 years ago, and my daughter Mallory still resents us for this. I'm asking now because my son is going to be starting the 8th grade next school year, permitting that schools will reopen again and this event isn't cancelled. At my kid's school, there's a big annual spring break trip to New York City and Washington, D.C. It's something that most of the kids, including my own, were looking forward to. When Mallory started the 6th grade, she talked about wanting to go on the trip. We said she could as long as she got good grades and didn't get in trouble. When she was in the 7th grade, her aunt Linda got engaged and set her wedding date for the following year. Ooh, this is gonna go badly, isn't it? This was going to include a big family reunion with all the relatives because Linda was the last of my siblings to get married. Big fat Catholic family. Many of whom we haven't seen in years. Okay, so it's a huge family reunion. I can see how that is important. Unfortunately, Linda planned her wedding to take place the same week as Mallory's 8th grade spring break. We ended up having to tell Mallory that she couldn't go on the trip after all because everyone was going to be going to the wedding instead. Like I said, this was going to include a family reunion, and it may be the last time we got to see some relatives, including her great-grandparents, for a long time. Mallory was heartbroken. We offered to take a family trip to New York, but she turned it down because she wanted to go with her friends and not family. Understandable. Cut to the week of the wedding a year later. We flew out to New Mexico for the ceremony and a crash at my sister's, not the bride's, house. Mallory is still upset about having to be in New Mexico when all her friends are in New York. A few days before the ceremony was to take place, Linda called off the wedding. Oh no! Oh no. Mallory was furious. I understand why. I can still remember her blow up. She screamed, "So I missed my trip for nothing?" and stormed off into the room she was sharing with her cousins and wouldn't let anyone in. It was a mess afterward. I tried to cheer Mallory up by offering to take her sightseeing or go to see a movie with her cousins, but she refused. I gave up after she refused to go to the movies with us, saying she didn't want to watch a dumb kids movie with a bunch of babies. So you offered to go watch the movie her cousins wanted, not her. Got it. While she is the eldest of the cousins, the next nearest cousin in age was 9 at the time. 8th grade is 14, I think. I think I was 14 in 8th grade. So, okay, yeah, no, that's a 5-year difference. I feel like movies that interest 9-year-olds are a little far off to the average 14-year-old. So, yeah, no, I understand. I understand why Mallory would be so irritated that you made her skip her school trip that she really wanted to go. The wedding was called off, so she actually didn't have to skip it, but she still had to skip it. And not only did you not actually offer to smooth things over, you tried to push her into basically babysitting her cousins at the movies, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, no, I definitely see why Mallory is not very happy with this arrangement. Mallory refused to speak to us during the flight back. Sorry, my throat. To this day, she's still angry at her Aunt Linda. I know Mallory was upset, but no one could have predicted that the wedding would be called off. We have tried to make it up to her, but she has refused every offer. I know she wants a trip with her friends, but that New York trip is expensive, and many of her friends' parents were not willing to spend more money on another outing for the girls. Because of this, Mallory thinks I'm an a-hole. Am I? Yes. You are. Yeah. Judgment, a-hole. Top or relevant comments. U/Gregarious Kenku. Heavily downvoted. NTA, but your daughter is. OP, heavily downvoted. Well, this was a trip she was looking forward to since starting middle school. If you knew, why'd you make her skip it? If you knew she was looking forward to it so much, why'd you make her skip it? I don't know, man. I don't know. OP replied to a deleted comment, heavily downvoted. We didn't know ahead of time. Linda just suddenly announced 2 days before the wedding. Had I known it was going to happen, maybe I would have let Mallory go on a trip instead. At the same time, we live in a different part of the country and the kids rarely see their grandparents and other extended family. I want them to spend time with them when they can. U/deleted, heavily downvoted. No a-holes here. Since I don't know why the wedding was called off, she's a teenager. This would have been a bitter moment, but she will let it go. Since it's been a few years, maybe another trip could be organized with her friends. OP, heavily downvoted. Linda's fiance was cheating on her. I feel like the only way to fix this would be to put together a girls' trip for Mallory and her friends. I don't know when that will happen due to current events. My husband suggested we let her go on a school trip for spring break in high school. She's in a club that does overseas trips, but I'm not comfortable with her traveling overseas. You already made your daughter skip the local trip. Don't make her skip the overseas too. /peculiar owl. Unless you want this resentment to drag on and on, you really need to find a way to get comfortable with it. High school overseas trips happen all the time, and the students are well protected. Being overprotective is going to make an already unfortunate situation even worse. You owe it to her at this point. OP, heavily downvoted. I don't know if it will happen now. I remember going over the prices with my husband, and it cost twice as much for the high school overseas trip than the New York one. It wasn't something we could afford at the time. I mean, you still didn't have to spend on the local one. But I can see how the overseas trip is expensive. Yes. An overseas trip is expensive, and maybe you really don't have the funds for it. So, I don't know, man. Work out a way to find something. A way to make it happen. I don't know. Talk to Linda. I really don't know. I really don't know. But you should really try to find a way to smooth things over with your kid. U/Spy17. Very, very incriminating username, if I do say so myself. Are you a spy? You're the a-hole. Kids that age don't have a lot of interest in family events like weddings. The trip she missed was a once-in-a-lifetime coming-of-age event. There's no making up for that. Would anyone have really missed her at the wedding? She wasn't the bride or any integral part of the wedding. OP, heavily downvoted. Her cousins, for one thing, the one that's at oldest 9? Yeah, I bet they would have missed the babysitter. I can tell. I know this hasn't really been implied, just a little bit maybe, but I am certain she was gonna make Mallory babysit her cousins. So yeah, no, I'm sure the cousins missed her. Her grandparents and her great-grandmother. You can arrange to see those people in particular another day. It's easier to accommodate, to like try to figure out a date to meet 4 people? 5 people. 5 people total? Then 50. So, like, she's not going to be able to see the entire family, but I'm pretty sure you can arrange to see all the grandparents and her great-grandmother. My mother also wanted to take a giant group photo of the relatives to commemorate everyone coming together for the first time in a decade. I can see the appeal, but still, like, it's your daughter's important middle school trip. It's a little more important than a photo. U/Aspy responds, would her absence have ruined the wedding? Had it actually taken place? OP heavily downvoted. Yes, because then everyone would be asking where Mallory is. Then you could tell her she's in a really fun middle school trip that she's wanted to go for years. That's what you could have said. Family is very important in my culture, and the excuse of a school trip wouldn't work well with my older relatives. They can shut up. they can shut up. Genuinely. U/Mizelle. You said her next oldest cousin was 9. If this was a grade 8 trip, then Mallory would have been, what, 13, 14? I was right! Yay! At that age, that's a huge age gap. I doubt they would have cared much in the long run. Think about what you said. You sacrificed letting your daughter go on a once-in-a-lifetime trip, a coming-of-age trip that she looked forward to for a long time, so your mother could take a photo. You're the a-hole. OP heavily downvoted. It wasn't just that. It was an opportunity for us to come together. Mallory hadn't even seen many of her relatives before. It was more of a big deal because her great-grandparents were attending, and it would have likely been the last we saw them. And it was. Her great-grandfather passed away a few months. Okay. Did they get to see her? Did they have fun? Does she like her great-grandparents? U/peculiar owl. You're the a-hole. It doesn't even sound like you all were close with the people that were getting married. Couldn't she have gone on the trip and you gone to New Mexico? She missed out on a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Of course, she's going to be resentful about it. Actually, since the wedding was called off, couldn't he have gone back home and gone on the trip? Or was it too last minute to actually, 2 days before the wedding? If the wedding was exactly on the same day as the trip, is 2 days too little short notice to go? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, probably. Yeah, never mind. Forget I said anything. OP heavily downvoted. The bride was my baby sister. I love her to bits. I was like a second mother to her growing up. So you forgot your actual daughter in favor of your almost daughter. Got it. U/peculiar owl. Okay, so she is important to you. How often had your kids seen her in her lifetime? OP heavily downvoted. Once, when she was a baby. So she didn't even remember the aunt. You could have let your daughter go on the trip. Okay. I'm getting a little pissed. I wanted Mallory to meet her aunt and actually have a memory of it. She could have done so another time. The aunt's not gonna just die, okay? I guess it was a bad memory. Mallory's still angry at Linda. She should be angrier at you, actually. Linda was getting cheated on. It's not her fault. But you, on the other hand, yeah. U/Misty Day for president. You're the a-hole. That's so unfair. Look, my father sent my little sister to Paris and actually Europe trip when she was in special classes in her 8th grade, and my dad barely chipped in for regular field trips for us older kids. It creates real resentment between the siblings, and it's just really a jerk move. You should chaperone and take her on a trip when your other child goes, because she missed out on something that is a big deal in your town. Treat your kids equally or don't have them. Weddings aren't that important for children to attend. OP heavily downvoted. We offered that and she turned that down. She didn't want to be stuck with me or her brother or her brother's friends. Final update in the comments: 3 years, 6 months, and 27 days later. AITA for now. Blah, 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 blah. Editor's note: OP responded to an "Am I the a-hole" post by describing her relationship with her daughter. This is why she included the judgment she originally gave the OP of this post. You are not the a-hole. Take it from someone who made this mistake with her own daughter 7 years ago. I made my daughter miss her 8th grade trip so that we could attend a family reunion / wedding would go on to be cancelled. Mallory resented me for years afterward. She always brought up how much she hated the trip we took her on. Are they gonna stop banging pans outside my window? I hope they will. Breathe, inner peace. And how much she felt left out of a bonding experience her friends shared. She was never close with my side of the family, the one we were visiting, so you shouldn't have brought her. and doesn't want to have anything to do with them now. She found ways to exclude me from other milestones to make her feel how she felt. To make me feel like she felt. I feel like there's more in this story that she's not telling. I feel like there's more that she has done against Mallory that we don't know for Mallory's resentment to be this deep. So, yeah, no. She didn't want me there when she picked her prom dress and took her dad with her when they got pictures taken. Even now, our relationship is distant. Her father and I got a divorce years ago. Mallory chose to spend her senior year at her dad's and has made no effort to reach out to me since she went on to college. Show your husband this post and tell him this is his future if he makes his daughter visit his family. My daughter hates me and won't have anything to do with me anymore. I am not the OOP. Please do not harass the OOP. Please remember the no brigading rule. That's right. I feel like there's more to this story that we don't know. Because there's no way this is all over the trip. But the trip was a significant thing. So yeah, no, I think OP should have let her daughter grow. Anyways, next story. Again from Glumcraft4652. Hi! My 18F mom 49F is choosing her boyfriend 55M, a 6-year age gap, okay, over me and my siblings 14F and 11M, okay. I am not the OOP. OOP is throw away 3914092. Posted in r/relationship, status concluded, one update, medium, original, May 16th, 2015, and final update 3 days later. Okay, original is my 18F is the same title. I'm using a throwaway because this post has to do with sensitive family drama stuff. When I was 13, my parents got divorced because my dad left my mom for one of his coworkers. They're married now and have my half-brother. We visit them every other weekend. Okay, I already don't like your dad. The divorce crushed my mom. She went into a depression and did nothing but sit on the couch and cry for about a year. She told me way too much about her marriage during the time, including that my dad stopped wanting to do stuff with her, intimate stuff with her, and created a dead bedroom, and told me that she believed no one would ever love her again. Eventually, my grandmother convinced her to go to a therapist when I was 15. She's on meds now for her depression and is doing a lot better, though she still gets ragey when my stepmom or half-brother are brought up, and cries sometimes when we go to visit our dad. Understandable. A little crass from the mom to talk about that stuff with her child when she was 13. But yeah, I can understand why the mom is completely heartbroken. Around a year ago, my mom started dating her current boyfriend. I haven't seen her this happy since before my dad left. He buys her flowers, gushes about her, how she's his dream woman on Facebook, all that good stuff. I'm really happy she's happy, but I think she's so happy she's sacrificing my siblings and I's happiness for her relationship. She lets her boyfriend yell at us like he's our dad, especially my younger siblings. Oh no. He tells me to change out of my clothes when I wear tank tops and shorts because it's too revealing? Why is he looking? Yeah, exactly. Why is he looking? And my mom makes me change. Huh. Okay, I am getting a little pissed. When my own boyfriend is over, he snaps at me if we hold hands on the couch or something. Oh my god. My sister is really messy and always has a dirty room and has left a mess in her kitchen. My mom's boyfriend shouts at my sister things like, "Don't be such an inconsiderate dumbass!" Okay, I can understand being pissed at your daughter that's messy, but don't yell at her like that. That's not healthy for a child. I'm not saying it's okay for my sister to do these things, but he shouldn't be allowed to yell at her. My brother has ADHD, he's always talking and moving around. My mom's boyfriend has yelled at him to shut up. Around 2 months ago, he started spending 4 days a week here, like they're living together, and that's when it started. My mom lets him yell and says he's right. The last straw was a couple days ago. I work as a waitress at a restaurant and I came home. My mom's boyfriend was there and asked to borrow my tips for that night. Why? I said no because I think he should be asking my mom for money. Exactly. He should be asking his girlfriend or honestly someone like, yeah, I don't think he should be asking his girlfriend for money. I think he should be asking a bank, maybe? Asking his parents? I don't know. Oh, maybe his parents are dead. Never mind. But like, he should be asking an adult, not a child, basically. Not me. He got furious and started screaming,
"Give me the money or I'll f your up."
He grabbed my water glass out of my hand and threw it at the wall. That is dangerous. You could have gotten hurt. Oh my god. It was honestly really scary. My mom was upset and he threw the water. But not that he was yelling at or threatening me. What is wrong with your mom? Oh my god. She eventually gave him the money, but then made me apologize for provoking him. Your mother is messed up. She needs to be examined for brain damage. Oh my god. I don't know what to do. Talking to my mom doesn't work because she doesn't listen and becomes hysterical. I'm graduating high school soon, but I'm going to community college to save money, and I really don't want to move in with my dad because then my stepmom will use me as a free babysitting service for my half brother. So you have horrible options on either side. That is terrible. Oh my god. Plus, even if I got out, I'd still worry for my siblings. I could tell my dad, but my mom hates him and would never listen to what he had to say. How can I fix the situation with my mom's boyfriend? Too long didn't read. My mom's boyfriend makes her really happy, but she lets him verbally abuse my siblings and I, and physically threaten. Don't forget the physically threatening part. What can I do? Use simplers. Tell dad. OP, I could, but I don't think it'd do much to make him worry needlessly. He can't stop her from dating him. He could potentially take you guys in, and yes, babysitting for free your half brother is bad, but not as bad as being physically threatened. So I feel like that's the lesser of the two evils. You could stick it out for a little while babysitting while you save up money. I don't know, man. It's better than being physically threatened. Use a chat. I'm not even gonna try. Is there any way for you and your siblings to move in with your dad? The initial inconvenience of moving may be a worthwhile investment for providing you all with a functional household. If not, then at least the threat of losing all her children may wake your mother up to her responsibilities. OP, I legitimately feel that if we moved in with my dad, my mom would be so upset and depressed she'd hurt herself or try to. Or if you stayed, you would get hurt. You have to choose. Would you rather your mom potentially hurts herself or you get hurt? Sometimes you gotta choose, and sometimes you gotta put your safety first. Also, you could talk to, like, wasn't your grandma the one that told her to go to a therapist? You could tell your grandma about what's happening. She could help, I think. I don't know. That, and I'm not too fond of my stepmom, but she's a dream compared to this guy. I think anybody would be at this point. There is no spatula. So sorry about your mom's new boyfriend, OP. He sounds like a complete douche, and it wouldn't surprise me if he became abusive towards your mother at some point. Yeah, your mom is in danger too. She definitely needs the help. My advice is to speak to your mother one-on-one. I know you say that she doesn't listen, but if you mention that you'll call the police the next time he acts aggressively, then she may start paying attention. I don't know if that's a good idea, because it might put a bigger target on OP's back. I don't know. I'd honestly have called them when he screamed at you for not lending the money and threw the glass at the wall. That part actually got me mad. OP, yeah. And apparently he wanted my tips to go buy beer? Crazy. Oh my god. U/Clorox 43 said, does this guy work? OP. He got fired from his job when they were dating for 3 months, so no. I wonder why he got fired. I wonder why. U/Viking 1865. Unfortunately, there is a certain very nasty set of man who will seek out women in your mom's situation. They offer affection, but always with an undercurrent of fear. Fear that they will withdraw that affection. Your mom is scared to lose him, so she is turning a blind eye and making excuses for his behavior. He is manipulative, is what he is. He is manipulating your mom. You need to tell your father. You need to document what's going on. Get a video or audio recordings if possible. Is he limiting to anger and screaming? Or has he made any comments about you and your siblings or your younger sister intimately? Oh, right. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. OP, he's made no overtly intimate comments, but he'll look at what I'm wearing and say my clothes mean I'm asking for intimacy. This man is a creep and he deserves jail. But he tells me to take them off and put something else on, so does that count? Yes, it counts. OP replied to a deleted comment. I can't call the police right now because it's been days and my grandmother is dead. Oh no, my condolences. So it's impossible for me to talk to her like people are suggesting. There's not much I can do right now, so I don't know why you're being rude. I am thinking about telling my dad though. Yeah, tell your dad, OP, and don't listen to the people being rude. Apparently the internet can't possibly be polite to a child going through an abusive household. Jesus Christ, Reddit. Jesus Christ. OP replied to a thread. Yeah, the thing is, it's too late to apply to 4 years colleges until November now. So if I decide to skip the community college, I don't know what the hell I'd do until the spring. Leaving is sounding better and better though. Final update 3 days later. Update to the thing. Well, on Sunday I called my dad and told him about everything that happened. He was really angry. I didn't tell him right away, but I get it. I would be too. Mostly though, he was very concerned for all of us and wanted to kill my mom's boyfriend. I'm with him, but you shouldn't do that. Violence is never the answer. Get him arrested though. He called her for her side of the story, but when he began asking about her boyfriend's behavior, she cursed him out and hung up on him. that made her find out I told him, and she barged into my room screaming that I was a liar and a little. Yes, she called me the C word. She accused me of wearing suggestive clothes to try to steal him. What the hell, man? Of loving my dad and stepmom more than her. When I denied this, she slapped my face hard and told me she was kicking me out. She hovered over me as I threw some clothes and important stuff into a bag and then followed me, still verbally abusing me, I got into my car, saying that she never wanted me in the first place and that she should have terminated me. Oh my god, this woman is insane. She is insane. The husband is not the only problem. The boyfriend. The boyfriend is not the only problem here. They're both horrible. Good thing you got out of the house, OP. I'm worried for your siblings now. Where was I? Right. I'm hurt. But whatever, she's delusional. Yeah, I'm at my dad's now and probably will be living here for the time being. My dad and stepmom have told me I'm totally welcome. My dad went to the house yesterday to talk to her in person about her boyfriend. He was there too, and apparently the three of them got into a screaming match. He asked my siblings if they wanted to go with him and they said yes. So now they're here too. My mom tried to stop them, but couldn't. She sent my sister a long rambling text about how the three of us are dead to her and ungrateful pieces of. Since she won't talk to him with him to come to a solution, my dad sees he has no other choice but to go to the courts to get full custody of my siblings, especially with how verbally abusive she's being. So that's good. Yeah, she's sending you evidence. That's good. Too long didn't read. Told my dad, and he rescued my siblings and is seeking full custody due to my mom's refusal to cooperate and instability. However, I got kicked out of my house and my relationship with my mom is the end all. Your mom sounds like a real peach, said /I bent my Wookiee pen. I don't think that's what's written. Never mind. OP replies, this is really unlike her actually. She's usually been really fragile and clingy to us, not hateful and pushing us away. I think she's sick. /booklover13. Make sure you save those texts and give them to your dad and his lawyer. OP said, yeah, my sister had to block her number because she wouldn't stop with the crazy texts and it was making her cry. But I told her not to delete them for this reason. /10 minutes no rush. Maybe unblock her on your phone. That way you have the texts as evidence to help your dad. I think it's still really hard for fathers to get custody, so any bit of evidence against your mom would help. OP, she has the texts. My mom just can't harass her anymore. OP replied to a big comment. I keep my social security card in my purse, so I have that, but my mom still has my passport and birth certificate in the family safe. My dad probably would need police escort to try to go back there to get them. She's acting crazy. Thank you for your kind words. I've seen a therapist in the past for OCD and it was fine. I'd be open to going again. Hold on, my mom's here. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so we left off with the OP replied to a deleted comment. Yeah, about that, I don't really like her for breaking up my family and not giving a dookie that my dad already had a wife and kids. But she's nice and a good mom to my half-brother, and it is really great of her to let us live here full-time. So yeah, I will probably try to do something nice for her. Yeah, I feel like OP has complicated family on both sides, unfortunately. But it's a good thing she managed to get away from that house, because God knows what would have happened. Once again, this poster is not the OOP. Do not harass the OOP. And moving on to our final story. Yay. This one's really short, and it is brought to us by Schattenspringer. And their tagline is "Waste of a read, literally no drama." I really like their tagline. Not my favorite. Y'all know my favorite. But I do really like this one too. So, the title is AITA for not wanting my partner to know about my fandom blog. This story is concluded. It's from AITA. This is a repost, the original blah blah blah, from user Muslibar666. Not the original. They're not the original poster, once again, and it is a concluded story. The original is from June 13th, 2021. So, I've always been a nerd / in fandoms ever since I found out what they were. Running fan blogs, making edits, writing fan fiction, participating in group chats about whatever fandom I was in, with other fans and blogs. The interests change, but it's something I've always done. It's where I express myself and create content, and it's like my happy place. I, 21F, have been going out with my partner 22F, for 3 to 4 years, and she knows I've always got some sort of special interest or show going, but she doesn't know about the blogs or the edits or the fics. It's not her vibe. She's never really been in fandoms or done that kind of stuff before, and thinks it's kind of nerdy and cringy. Okay. Don't really like her, but okay. Overall, just doesn't get it. She asked to see my camera roll in the conversation, not in a controlling way, promise, and I wasn't comfy with it, so I said no. She asked why, and I said it's got fandom content on there and it's embarrassing. She dropped it, but said it seemed like I was hiding something, which I guess I am, and I totally get why she'd be feeling weird. That's not really what I'm confused about. I mainly just don't really want her or anybody I know personally to know about this side of my life. It's for me, not anybody else. I just don't see how her knowing would benefit anybody. I'd be embarrassed, she'd be confused and cringing. Must we share everything with our partners? You don't have to share your entire life. You can have your own things, but I think it's not a good sign if you want to hide something, because it's more about the reason why you want to hide it. If she's gonna make fun of you for it, you should definitely rethink the kind of relationship you two have, because your partner shouldn't be making fun of your interests. I saw this quote once on Tumblr, and Oz2 keeps repeating it, and every single channel I see keeps repeating it, so I will repeat it too. Don't date someone you feel like you have to hide your stuffed animals from. And what this means is basically, don't build your life with someone that makes fun of you, or you don't feel comfortable being yourself around. Because if you can't be yourself around your partner and your close family, who can you be yourself around? And that kind of thing will hurt you in the long run. So it's not a good thing to want to hide things from your partner. You don't need to share everything all the time. You can have your own things, just it's not a good thing to want to hide it, basically. So yeah, am I the a-hole for not wanting her to know about my fandom blog edits or fanfiction? Not really anybody in the wrong here. I just don't like the fact that your girlfriend doesn't really vibe with. I mean, it you can't really know her reaction from what OP said. So I don't know if she would like bully OP or make fun of OP. She just said that it's kind of cringy. If your partner makes fun of you for your interests, that's definitely not a good thing, and they would, in my opinion, be the one in the wrong. But if you're asking if you're in the wrong for not wanting her to know about the fan blogs you run, the edits you make, the fan fiction, I wouldn't say you're in the wrong for not wanting her to know. I just think about why you don't want her to know, basically. The consensus was no a-holes here. The update, December 6th, 2025. Oh my god, it's been just a few days since the update. Okay. 4 years later. Okay. I, then 21F, now 26 non-binary. Nice. Feared my partner at the time, then 22F, now 26F, judging me for participating in fandom and didn't want her to know. I'd only just left home at the time, and I thought I knew everything. In hindsight, I was young, naive, and unsure of myself. I was also becoming socially isolated due to COVID and being in an increasingly controlling relationship. Ah, I see. In time, we only did what she wanted. I was guilted out of seeing friends and family. I was expected to shower her with gifts, and anything she bought me, like a Christmas or birthday gift, was always something she wanted so she could eventually permanently borrow it. Not, yeah. Told you. Okay. I was too young to understand what was happening outside of "this feels bad." I know I didn't communicate and often enabled her. I posted on Reddit because I didn't have anyone else to turn to. I was sure all the replies would be, "You the a-hole," saying how suspicious it was to hide stuff from her, that I needed to grow up, that what I did was some secret form of cheating I didn't know about. Every single response I got was some form of "not the a-hole, but you should examine why you don't want her to know." Exactly what I said. A good compatible partner wouldn't shame you for your interests. Exactly. And I was utterly blown away by the empathy, honesty, and kindness shown towards me. It hadn't even occurred to me at the time that that was an option. That in this specific situation, neither her or I were the a-holes. Just two different people headed in different directions. We broke up somewhat amicably shortly after. She hit me with the "maybe we shouldn't be together then." Yeah, that's when you say, yeah, we shouldn't. And instead of my normal fawning response, I remained silent and let that concept sink in. I knew in that moment we weren't for each other. We broke up. I found a studio hole in the wall for myself and did some serious healing and growing in that moldy but beloved apartment. Please don't be in mold. Mold is bad for you. Please get that checked. 4 years on, I am more myself than ever, now happily enjoying a healthy relationship and a beautiful home with someone who feels like a second heart, who gets just as unnormal about their nerdy interests as I do mine. We also share a few. I get into each other's interests from time to time. I showed them some of my edits when we first met, and I'll still sometimes tell them about the goings on in one of my fandom Discord servers, and they show nothing but interest and support. That is so nice for you, OP. Congrats. They've taught me so much about the importance of being unapologetically yourself, and not settling for people who don't accept you for who you are and who want to change you. We're truly embodying the sentiments shown to me in those Reddit comments years ago. A good partner is also interested in your life and what you do. You are, hopefully, the most interesting person to them, and they love spending time doing things with you. Exactly. Thank you to all those who commented at that time. Your kind words and advice truly did ripple out into the rest of my life and help me make a few big scary decisions that has now led me down a path better than I could have ever hoped for. Good karma to all of you. That is so nice. Congrats, OP. I'm really happy you're living such a happy life now with a wonderful partner. All the best to you guys. Once again, Schattenspringer is not the original poster, and don't go bother the original posters. Exactly. Taking back the point, you shouldn't be with someone who makes fun of your interests, who makes you want to hide your interests, because your interests are a good part of you. And you, even if the person you're with, your partner, isn't into your interests, that doesn't mean they shouldn't be nice about it. You can definitely not be into the same things and still respect each other's interests, and show a little and show support for each other in your specific interests. So yeah, that's very nice that OP found such a wonderful partner that supports them. I myself am not really that much into fandom spaces. I don't have fan blogs. I don't do edits, and I don't write any fan fiction. I barely read any fan fiction, to be honest. I read it sometimes, those little snippets that people post on Tumblr with some imagines. It's pretty cute. But I do draw a lot of fan art. So, and I do ramble so much about my interests. My mom knows, right? Right, Mom? Yeah. She waved. She's so cute. I love her. I ramble so much about my interests to my mom. She knows everything that's going on in all the games I play because I talk to her about it nonstop. And she listens. She's so good. She's so nice. She listens all the time. She offers her opinions. She is wonderful and amazing. And I really hope that one day I will find a partner that is at least half as supportive as she is to my interests. And I wish the same to you guys. If you want to find a partner, I hope your partner is just as supportive to your interests. Okay? So, yeah. And that is the end of our final story. So, thank you very much for being here. I am so glad you came today. Good morning, by the way. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you continue having a wonderful, amazing, blessed day to you all. Everything good for you, all the health, all the good stuff for you guys, all the positive energies. And if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a like. If you like this channel, if you want to keep following it, it would be very nice of you if you could subscribe. No worries if not. And if you don't want to miss any updates, maybe consider turning on the notifications. And if you want to tell me anything, please do so in the comments below. I love reading your comments. They really make my day. I get really happy whenever I get a comment. And speaking of comments, I love getting puns in the comments. Y'all know that. So if you do have any puns for me, please leave them in the comments. I love reading your puns. And speaking of puns, we got... So, a chicken and an egg walked into a restaurant. The server looks at them and says, "Okay, so which one's first?" That's the pun. Get it? Because which came first, the chicken or the egg? Y'all decide. So thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much. Bye bye. Have a wonderful week and see you hopefully next week. Bye bye.